Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a two-way playmaking point guard build, similar to what you'd think of Chris Paul as a player. So it's similar to Chris Paul, but I'm trying to make builds that are sort of similar to players, but more so good for the game. So this will be a type of Chris Paul build, two-way playmaking, scorer. Just make sure he's a point guard and we'll move on to the body settings. So the settings I've gone for this build is 6 foot tall. So this will be a smaller point guard. The weight's going to stay at 180 pounds and the wingspan's going to get pushed up to 6'8". So you will have quite long arms with this build. The max is 6'9", so it's only 1 inch below the max. So you should be really great defensively. Body shape I just like defined for guards, and we'll move on to the attributes. So, if we think of Chris Paul as a player, he's definitely an outside scorer. He can get to the rim and do layups, but he's not very athletic in terms of his vert. He's got a crafty finish with his layups, but on 2K, if you're this short, it is difficult to get layups, particularly in the rec center, playing 5v5, maybe a bit more easier on the park where you can get out the back. There's a bit more space in the half court and things. But to start off with, I'm going to push close shot to 51. I don't expect players this tall to be taking too many close shots or standing shots near the basket. You want to be getting on the drives, and if you get a catch underneath the rim, you probably want to get out of there and try and score a different way. So close shot's just going to 51. Driving layup is going to go to 76. So you will get some layup packages with this build around 70, 75, and then at 76 we just get Acrobat Silver, which I think could be handy. You'll only get the 9 badge points with this build, but so you will have the ability to get Acrobat Silver, Giant Slayer Gold, and still have a couple left over. But that will be all for finishing. Now shooting, Chris Paul has had seasons where he's actually shot the ball really well. He's a bit up and down as his career has gone on, but he's had some seasons on pretty decent, 3 or 4 attempts where he's shot the ball near 40%. So he can be a really good shooter. So what I've done is I've just pushed mid-range shot to 70 for this build, which I don't think is too bad. Mid-range shots are pretty easy, but most importantly, the 3-point shot's going to go to 83. So you will have a pretty decent ability to score from the perimeter, particularly off the catch, with also a little bit of an ability to shoot off the dribble as well. This is more of a two-way playmaking build, but I wanted to give it a few different avenues to score. But if you're a pure playmaker, this is going to be great for you. But you've got an 83 3-point shot. It will unlock a lot of great jump shots that you can use, and also a great rating and badge tiers as well. Free throw we're going to put to 83. Chris Paul shoots about 87%, and I think anything above 80 is really good on this 2K. Now for playmaking, this is really where the build is going to be set apart from most point guards, particularly this and defense. Pass accuracy is going to go to 86 just to get all those Hall of Fame passing badges. Floor general, DIMER. Chris Paul, he's led the league in assists about 5 times. So I wanted this build to be a bit representative of him. So I wanted those passing badges. Ball handle is going to go to 94, so you will have all the dribble animations with this build that you can get, while also having every tier 3 badge gold, which I think would be great. Everything in playmaking already is gold or Hall of Fame, so you'll be a really elite playmaker. The speed with ball is going to go to an 86, just to help with a bit of speed and also unlock that 27th badge point. So you've already got 27, you use your 10, you'll have 17 left. You can core Clamp Breaker, let's say, or core Killer Combo, still have 17 to go, which would mean you can equip 2 other ones gold. Maybe you want Clamp Breaker gold, Handles for Days gold, or maybe you find yourself getting switched on to bigs. Mismatch Expert could be good if you find that happens a lot. So there's plenty of flexibility with this amount of badge points. Now for defense, Chris Paul's been a 6-time steals leader, so I wanted this type of build to be great on defense. And if we're thinking about playmakers, we want to be really elite at defense as well. Because if you're going to be more of a pure playmaker, you want to be good on both ends of the floor, I think, like Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, people like that, John Stockton. So we want to make sure our defense is really great. So we're going to push interior defense to 32 just to start with. They just get bumped up with other things. Perimeter defense is going to go to a 92. So that will help unlock the 13 badge points, but also gold clamps, which is fantastic. And then steel's going to go to a 99. We're going to max that out. So you will have 99 steel with this build to get that Hall of Fame glove and Hall of Fame interceptor. And as you can see, that'll be all for defense, but you do have the 27 badge points as well. So it's the same thing as Playmaking, you can use your 10, have 17 left, core, glove on Hall of Fame, still have 17 left, put interceptor on Hall of Fame, have 9 badges left, and also have the ability to get clamps on gold as well. So you'll be an absolute elite level defender with this type of build, be a real pest, particularly, you know, if there's still those 6'9s running around, you'll be able to strip them, particularly with a 6'8 wingspan, you know, you'll be able to get in the passing lanes, be a really great pesky build on the defensive end. And for physicals, we're just going to push speed to an 83 and then acceleration to an 85. So you will be pretty quick around the court. You won't be blisteringly fast, but you know, you've got the ball handle, really high ball handle, Hall of Fame quick first step, you know, 92 lateral quickness. You'll find that you'll be fast enough to move around. The speed is only, you know, straight line running out in fast breaks, and if you go early enough, you shouldn't get caught. And acceleration helps with your speed off the bounce and off your first step. But I think on the ball, you should be fine with the Hall of Fame quick first step. In terms of strength, we're going to leave that at 42. Vert, just make sure that's 53, and the rest will go on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So in total, you have the 9 finishing, 18 shooting, 27 playmaking, and 27 defensive badges for a total of 81 badges for this, you know, two-way playmaking build that can score from the perimeter. And if it gets out on the fast break, can score with a decent level of layup. But mostly this will be a perimeter scoring build with elite level playmaking and absolutely top tier defense. So you should have a lot of fun with this one. Now for the Takeover Osto's team ratings boost, because you are a pure playmaker, you're a playmaker at heart on the offensive end, and then on defensive end, you know, you're a lockdown, real thief on that end of the court, so I chose extreme clamps for this build. But as you can see, you've got shades of Tim Hardaway, Mike Conley, and Fred VanVleet. You know, and people often say, you know, Mike Conley's like the Kmart or Target version of Chris Paul, and that's no disrespect to Mike Conley. He's been a fantastic player, but you've made a two-way, three-point playmaker, and we'll take a look at the badges. So like I said, for finishing, you know, you got the 9 badge points. It's not a lot, but you're not really known as a finisher. You've only really got layups to go by. So what I would recommend is just putting on Acrobat. You can core that. Use, you know, 3 points into Giant Slayer, get that gold. Maybe if you have your layup timing on, Pro Touch could be a good one, because there's not really much else that you could go with. You may want Aerial Wizard on, just in case you catch a lob. You can finish with a layup, because the other ones really aren't going to be used. You're not going to be a post player, and Mash is not really going to be effective as a 6-foot guard. So you can get all the badges to the highest level that you'll be able to actually use. In terms of shooting, you know, you can make yourself a really good off the catch shooter, or you can go for off the dribble type of shot. So, you know, a layout off the dribble could be something like Amped, just to help with stamina. Maybe you want Space Creator, that'll get you your 8. And then we'll just go with Volume Shooter, because if you're shooting off the dribble, you're probably a shot creator. So you're going to want that Volume Shooter just to help that get that boost. And then down here, you know, you can go Agent 3, core that, get it Deadeye, or maybe Blinders might be better. To get those two, they're more shot creating badges. And you can still have 2 left over, maybe to help. Maybe you want to put Volume Shooter Hall of Fame and really get a big boost every time you take a shot. That could be a really great shooting layout for a shot creator. But now for playmaking, this is really where the build's going to be great. You know, you're going to get a lot of assists with this build, particularly if you're a natural playmaker. You should find this build really easy to use. So, you know, what I would do as a point guard, I would love to have Floor General on just to help my teammates. You know, Dimer, there's your 8 there. Maybe you want Needle Threader just to get the 10, and then we can come down here, put on Handles for Days gold, get Killer Combos gold, still have enough left over. I would prefer probably Mismatch Expert, because you're not much of a slasher, so you probably want to, you know, use this to help you be more of a shot creator. So Mismatch Expert could be great. And then with your last 3, Unpluckable could be good. But of course, you can tinker with things. You know, maybe you don't want Dimer this high. You don't want Floor General at all. You just want to go out there and score and get some points, because you definitely want Quick First Step Hall of Fame. So that could be a really great shot creating layout. Obviously, put some more badge points in to get Unpluckable gold would be a big recommendation as well. Now for defense, you know, we're just going to start out, get Pick Dodger on gold. That's fantastic. And then from here, it really depends on how you play. If you like bumping your opponents on defense, definitely get Menace gold. Me personally, I think Off-Ball Pest is great. I would love to have that on. And then, you know, with the 1 badge point left over, I'm just going to put it on Rebound Chaser, because just to get the 10, and then I'll show you what you can do down in tier 3. You can call Intercept the Hall of Fame, get Glove Hall of Fame, and then put Clamps on Gold, and still have 2 left over. So what you can do now is take off Rebound Chaser, and then maybe you want to go with something like Menace on Gold, on Bronze, sorry, just to help if you do, you know, if you're more of a contact defender. But that could be a really great layout. A lot of Hall of Fame badges and Gold badges there. All in all, that's the build. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.